Parshas Devarim. I hope. By the way, do people know how to read Yiddish over here? Yiddish is a very easy language to read. Very easy language to read. Here's
I barely speak English.
Here's a 4-minute lesson on how to read Yiddish. In Yiddish, the letters are the vowels. The letters are the vowels. So sometimes you know what the word is, but here, for instance, ayin is a segel. Men. Ale, mo. Al ayin is sound. 2 yuds are a. Atzeri, a. Leent. Right, 2 yuds. So ayin is segel, 2 yuds, a. Aleph is patach, alamol, mal. Sometimes it's a komets, but it's basically the same thing. Mal. And a yud is an e. Ease. And that's pretty much all you have to know. That's how you read it. And it's almost impossible to make a mistake in the pronunciation. You just have to know the meaning. Yiddish is very similar to English. The structure of the sentences is very similar, and the sound of the words is very similar. English is a Germanic language, and Yiddish for sure is. Okay, ended 4-minute lesson on Yiddish. Parshas Devarim, the Parsha of Devarim is Leint Man Alamo. We always read it in them Shabbos, which is the Shabbos was before Tisha B'Av, which is called Shabbat Chazon. The Shabbat Chazon, the Shabbat of the vision. It's called that because the Haftorah we read is Chazon Yeshayahu. Therefore, it's verstandig. It's understood. Far, see Aleph, far shta Aleph, ik, far standik Yud. It's verstandig. It's understood as their inyan from Shabbos Chazon. The whole idea of Shabbat Chazon is marumas. It is hinted at in Parshas Devarim. The whole idea of Shabbos Chazon must be also in this reading that we're going to read in the Torah. Vos is the inyan from Shabbos Chazon. First of all, what is the whole topic, the meaning, the theme of Shabbat Chazon? Is it's known Rabbi Hillel Miparich, Paritcher, bringed in the name of the Rebbe Levi Yitzchak of Berdichev. Nishmasa begins him in Rome. His soul is in the highest levels. A Shabbos Chazon is the language of Chazon Machazeh, a vision. Even though it's called Shabbat Chazon because we're reading the Haftorah, it's called Chazon Yeshayahu. But the fact of the matter is the Shabbat, you get a vision as in dem Shabbos, beveist men, the kol echad ve'echad mikdash delatid lavo, mirachok. In Shabbat Chazon, every Jew is presented a vision of the third temple. Every Jew. Und der Berdichever and the Rebbe of Berdichev is mavar is explained mit a mashal from the example. What's the example? like he brings over there. From a father, once upon a time there was a father. Was hat up ge oif ge nate a tire malbush, which he had taken bought a good precious garment for sein kind, for his son. When their kind had their beged surisen, and the child ripped the garment up. The kama kroim into many pieces. Hotim the tata, the father, had gemacht tzveita lavush. So the father told him off, said, listen, don't do it again. The garment is very expensive. Look how you look in this garment. Yeah, put it on. Look how you're good. Right? Beautiful. Now just this you're going to wear only on Shabbos, okay? Over their kind, hatem tzveita beged oisgerisen. the child also ripped up the second garment. He went out to show his friends. They started playing baseball, whatever it is, and he ripped it up. Hat der Tater, the father, had geneit faran kind a dritter lavush. So he bought a third garment. Aber had ihm es nicht gegeben zu antan, but he didn't allow his son to put it on. Nor leparakim rechokim yeduim. Only once in a while, the father would take this garment out and under his supervision, let the child wear it. Beveis der faran kind, to indicate to his child, then beveis der faran kind, the child, he would show the child the garment. Zaindik thereby, and he would stand by him. I mean, sorry, and he would show him through this, as ven vet zich firen bederech yasher, and he told the son, I'm going to give you the, I'm sorry, he didn't give it the child the garment to wear. At certain times he would take the garment out and he would show his son, and he'd say, as soon as you know how to treat this thing properly, veter im gegeben an sutan, I'll let you put it on. Und durch them, by means of this, hat him the father margil zu gehen bederech yashar. By means of this, he would get his son to act properly. Biz das wird bei ihm kind kamoteva, until it will become natural. Und das geht der Vater. This gives his father a vech. Then the father would give him the garment to his child to put it on. So in other words, what happened? Let's just go quickly to the story. Of course, this is relevant to the third temple, right? The first garment, the child took beautiful garment, but he didn't know how to appreciate it properly. And he went out and played with his friends, ripped it up. The second garment, the father told him and warned him, but he couldn't hold himself back. So he took the garment, put it on, sold his friends off, whatever it was, and he ripped that garment also. So the third garment the father made, and he said, you like the garment? Whoa, Daddy, I really like it. Want to put it on? Whoa, I really do. Your friends liked it? Hey, well, there's this. Okay, I'm not going to give you this garment. Only when you act better. Oh, I'll act better there, Dad, I promise. He says, we'll see, right? Then next year, whatever it is, on Rosh Hashanah, takes out the garment. He says, see the garment, want it? Oh, yeah, Dad, I really do. He says, you're not acting properly yet. I see how you are. You had this little wild look in your eyes. In front of me, you promise, but as soon as you get alone, not. The son says, I'll show you, I'll prove it to you, Dad, that I'm good. And so it is, right? The father shows him the garment, reminds him what is waiting for him, and little by little, the child learns how to act properly, and then it's worth his while. That's his real identity, is to act properly, and he gives it to him. From them, and for this, we can see, uplearn, and we can learn from the Abraham and Mashal, from this previously mentioned, this example we just gave, this parable, as thus was Shabbos Chazon, then in Shabbos Chazon, that God is showing us, to each and every Jew, the third temple is mendarmid, by means of this, oisen beikar yeder, sorry, that's right, oisen beikar yeder yidden welche men darf ka avar regen, as they sollen sich führen derech hayasher. By means of this, we are showing, God is showing each and every Jew that if he acts in a proper way, und sollen nit gorem sein, and not causing, chas v'shalom, God forbid, by means of his deeds, that the garment, this precious garment, soll sich zerischen, should get torn to many pieces. And it was showing us that we should act better. Okay, now I ask you guys, the Rebbe will ask a question, we'll see. So a person could say, okay, I see the third temple, big deal. I don't want the third temple. I want to act the way I am. So obviously, this seeing the third temple is not this, you see a nice big building. You know, you see whatever is Trump Tower or something. And this could be yours if you act nice. Say, I don't want to act nice. I don't want to act nice. It must be that the third temple somehow or other stimulates, it wakes up the essential identity of every single Jew. This identity that a Jew is willing to give his life for, and the Jews have given their life for. Why? Because it's something so sweet and so good something like we're learning about in this Eicha Maimer. So the temple is not just a building. The temple is seeing, feeling how precious and really meaningful it is to serve the creator of the universe, because that's what the third temple is, serving the creator. It's a place where God could be served. That's what's going to draw all the Jews to Israel. They're all going to want to serve God, and you can't do it unless there's a temple. Thus says this means nit blois was b'Shabbos Chazon, not only at Shabbos Chazon was done, which then is the time of the revelation of this third temple. Was on Shabbos, on this Shabbos, Verter Mikdash, Nizgala, the temple is revealed, and an open and away from Riyah, that everyone can see it. Vider Lashon, like it says, Mar'in, it is shown. The Mikdash, the future Mikdash is shown. Vert Ader Giloi, this revelation will be drawn to each and every one. Afilu Tzudi was Oiv Ze Shteit, even to those people that say, Malachim, Malaim Mitzvot Karimon, even to those Jews who are like really, really far away from Judaism, and the only thing we can say is really they are filled up with mitzvahs like a rimon, filled up with mitzvahs like a pomegranate. It says, the Jewish people, it says even the posheim, even the intentional sinners are filled with mitzvahs like a pomegranate is filled with seeds. You ever open a pomegranate? It's 100% seeds. With dugmas kodesh Shabbos, like for instance, the holiness of Shabbos and Yom Tov, then it's shining. Av benefesh bur v'ama oretz gomor. It says that even a total ignoramus, that the holiness of Shabbos is shining just like the greatest tzaddik of all. It explains in the Tanya. Therefore, it says that even the Jew that's the furthest away, right, should be taught how to keep the Shabbat. If he doesn't keep the Shabbat, it's a tremendous, blemish in all the upper worlds. Even a Jew doesn't know anything, right? But nevertheless, because every Jew is holy and every Jew is filled with mitzvahs, even more. Adarabba, Vibalt is the kavanah from their bevezin, the reason that God is showing this holy temple, the third holy temple of the future, is not as a reward for the religious people, but rather, bichdei, in order, moragil zayin lelech b'derech hayasher. Just like the garment, the Levi Yitzchak Division's example, the king is showing this garment, the third garment, to his son because his son is not good, because his son destroyed the first two garments, right? That's why, so that this showing of the third temple is like the third garment in our example. It's not designed for the righteous people. It's designed for the sinners. It's designed for Jews that have nothing to do with it. They destroyed the first two temples, and if it was up to them, they would destroy the third temple also. You can't give it to them. So therefore, God shows it from far away so that we can start to appreciate it little by little. Is there verstandig? So it's doch verstandig, so it's understood. Is there ikr, that the main reason that God does this weird thing and he shows the third temple to every Jew, he shows it, whether we see it is a different thing. We will know what to look for. This is the main revelation to di welche neutig sich. Who is it for? Those people who really need this reminder. Thus, this means die was oib mivet ze nit bewezen seinen Shaykh zu gehen nit in derech hayasher. Those people that if you don't show them the third temple, that those people are the ones that are very apt to sin and destroy the temple. They'll destroy it if you give it. Let's do one more and then I'll tell a story. Another thing is, so that's the thing of this temple. The Rebbe will tell us a little bit what to look for, also this third temple, where we're supposed to look. Another thing, what from this, Mashal is like this. What can we learn from it? Vibal, because that the intention, the reason that the king shows this third garment to his son that has destroyed the first two garments, and he only shows it to him, the Parakim Rachokim Yaduin, at distant known times, let's say once a year on Rosh Hashanah, on his birthday, whatever the time is. Why doesn't he show it to him like every day? In order, a rois tzurufen, in order to arouse by him kind the chukka, the desire from the garment. Unazoi chukka, and such a desire, a lust for this garment, a tremendous desire, vazol oifim poilin to beitin zayin hanaga, that he'll change his ways. Erzol b'derech hayashar, that the son should go in a proper way. If the king shows him the garment every day, so the son will say, okay, it's 2:00. Why don't you show me the garment now? Oh, very nice. He'll get to appreciate it, right? He won't appreciate it. He won't appreciate it. He'll say, very beautiful, it's very nice. Maybe he'll skip a couple of days, But if the king only shows him once a year, the son realizes this is a very important thing. This is something that's kept in the safe deposit box, in the deepest recesses of the vault. And that the king only takes it out to show me how valuable it is. Now when the son looks at it, every single second that he can look, he values. As there, it has to be the times are, I'm sorry. As again, derech yashar, oif azoi veit, as das is nase etzlo kamoteva. In other words, the child, he says, change your ways. I'm going to watch you for the next month to see if you're changing your ways. For the next 5 months, the son has to constantly be changing his ways. He remembers, I want to see that garment again. As soon as he wants to go and do something bad, he says, no, time is coming. His father remembers, it's coming close to your birthday. I'll show you the garment. You can get it. So there, little by little, this causes the son to change his ways. Why? By showing him the value of this garment. Is doch, therefore it's understood, verstandig, as their gila, the revelation from Shabbos Chazon, this coming Shabbos, Shemarim, that is made available to each and every person, the future redemption, even though, as does beveistim merachok, even though that we can see it only from far away, biz as mizainen fahren azelcha was vesen darfon garniert. It could be that you see the temple. It says it's shown far away. It could be that it's shown so far away that there's a lot of Jews that have no idea that it's even being shown. Is a sabra in a zoy ofen, but it's being shown in such a way that it has an effect, but penimius, in an inner way, from every single Jew. It's not that somebody wrote me a couple letters, a couple emails. There's some sort of a comet. Now you can see this comet if you wake up early in the morning and it's right under here and look over there in the comet. You see it, you don't see it. You see it's very nice, interesting. You don't see it, no big deal, right? Here, the third temple is not just an interesting, phenomena. The third temple. The third temple is basically the basis and the meaning of the whole entire world. How many people are there in the world now? Something like 8 billion or something? 8 billion, 9 billion. How many people in the world? Something like that. 7 billion. Every one of these people, they wake up in the morning, they do something, they eat, they talk to people, they have friends, they have some ideas, they have thoughts, they work. They eat. Why are they doing it for? What's the purpose? Why? So some do it so that they'll raise up above everybody. Everybody will know their name. They'll be powerful. Some people do it for pleasure, just to have pleasure all the time. Everybody has their own motivations. Says the Rebbe that the whole thing is totally meaningless. If a person isn't expressing the fact that a man is different from an animal, then his life is like an animal life. Okay, some people will say, okay, that's okay. So I'll live like a cow. At least I'll be a happy cow. That's the main thing if you're happy. So he says, but you're missing a whole big point, namely the meaning of life. If so, just connect the person to electrodes and keep the person on morphium his whole life until he dies. The sooner he dies, the better, right? This is wrong. To have a life where there's meaning, where you can actually serve the Creator, that's the most meaningful thing of all. The person would say, what are you talking about? I don't think it's meaningful. He says, sure you don't see it. Of course you don't think it's meaningful. because you think that that you're a cow. You think that you're an animal, and an animal doesn't even know that there is such a thing as meaning. So therefore, this whole idea of serving God, what are you talking about? Right? It's totally, they just, row your boat then gently down the stream. Life is but a dream. That's it. So the Rebbe said it's not so. You should know there was a very great French philosopher. A lot of the French philosophers, this was what they thought. And therefore, it's no wonder that Chabad, its biggest enemy was France. The Rebbe said it a lot of times. Now that we see Bali Chuvas from France, that's a sign the Mashiach is already on the way. Because that's the idea of French, especially French philosophy. It became very powerful, and especially was accepted in Germany, and especially became against Judaism. The people taking away people from Judaism by being nice with honey. There's no meaning anyway. Come on, have a good time. We like you. I'll show you a good time. Says the Rebbe, therefore they show the holy temple. And the holy temple is shown far away. And the holy temple is saying, my friend, there's a creator. Did you ever know there's a creator? Everyone in the world will say, I sort of thought there might be. I always sort of thought maybe it's a lie that I'm here for no reason. I thought there was a creator. It says, well, there is a creator. And the creator himself is showing why he created the world. Holy temple. The creator himself is now showing the holy temple. Did you see it? No, I didn't see it. Well, it was shown. It was shown. And that gives you a little more of a feeling there's a creator. Not only there's a creator, but you always suspected there was, right? Everyone in the world will say, yeah, the fact is I did. If I didn't keep reading those books from French philosophy, I would have had those worries. But now there's no creator. But still I do have this suspicion that there is. It says, well, not only do you have two suspicions. There's a creator and there's a purpose for the creation. The creator cares about you. He showed you the third temple. Of all the things the creator could do, right? That's what he did. Showed you a temple. He can't do it. Show us a big star. Give everybody $1 million. That's the creator does. No. Creator's giving you something more valuable than $1 million. He's giving you meaning. Showing that there's a purpose to you. You're not a cow. You're not an animal. Right? The purpose of life is not pleasure. Here's the third temple. So it's shown. The fact that it's shown, that's what it is. Therefore, now we can understand why it's shown to every single person, every single Jew. It's shown. And because it's shown to every Jew means it's being shown. It's there. Even the non-Jews can feel it. This is for every Jew. As the raya, the proof, was areas, their mikdash, that there will be a third temple. As the raya, the seeing, which a Jew can see, the third temple from his soul, this causes even the body, even the animal body, and even in the world around him, it elevates it that a person should go in the proper way. Like in the story with the king showing the sun. Nor but in order that it should be in a revealed way, and it should be in a meaningful way, paninius. Therefore, in the last generations, Vens is given what's this? Nenter, which is nearer, closer to the coming of the Mashiach. This has been revealed to every single Jew. Who said this story? That the Rabbi Levi Yitzchak. How long ago did Levi Yitzchak live? 250 years ago. 250 years ago. So in other words, God, since the destruction of the temple, he's been showing this. But only in the last 250 years, which were closer to the Mashiach, therefore it is shown to every single Jew in order that they should think about it, be inspired, vertiefen, and deeply, how do you say, deepen your mind in this? How do you contemplate? Was done hat the mechaze atifer pula. Then, if you start to think about it, is this really happening? Could it really be? Then the fact that it is really happening, that God really is showing this third temple, then it starts to have a more personal effect on each and every person, as we'll talk about more, God willing, tomorrow. Now,